This episode is brought to you by the DNA store on Redbubble. Want some DNA gear? Want to show off your favorite DNA shows? Whether you want to show Matt that you're also glad he's here, or show your allegiance to the Guardians of DNA Fireteam, or even just have a fascination with Toast building a snowman, we have the merch for you. Wear our inside jokes with pride and show off your favorite DNA shows. There's something here for everyone on the DNA store. Check us out at redbubble.com/people/DNA network today. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the DNA Podcast, episode 34. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dierig, and alongside me, as always, Joey Pease, Brian Anderson. So glad you guys are here.
Glad to be here, Corey.
Oh, man. What a day.
Yeah.
What a day. Before we get into the happenings of this week, we have a few house cleaning things to go over. So you guys are going to notice a few changes coming to the podcast. It's because we're kind of launching a bigger project, and this will help us streamline that project. So what's going to happen is we're going to have four topics. They're each going to be broken out Monday through Thursday on YouTube, and then on Friday the full video will go up on youtube.com/Digital Nerd Advocates Network, and then the audio version will go up that Friday as well. So on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Google Play, just search the DNA Network. We're removing Weekly Strike and Heroes of Overwatch from the podcast based on some recent feedback that we've gotten. But those shows are still going to be separate videos on our YouTube page. So if you're still into those shows, you can check those out every Thursday. So those are kind of the changes that are happening. We will have more to announce in about a month. It would be sooner, but I don't want to start it until after I get back from our honeymoon. So
we're going on a honeymoon?
Yeah, Joey. Yeah.
All right.
Please, God, come with me.
You wouldn't want that.
You don't know that. But anyways, we will have some cool things to share with you in the coming weeks based on this project. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated through Twitter at the DNA Network, and on our Facebook page, facebook.com/the DNA Network, and our community page. So make sure you stay tuned to that. So let's start the show. What do you guys been playing? Brian's been playing The Witcher.
I have. I started The Witcher again. I never did the DLC, and I'd beaten the regular game, so I started a new game plus. But I gotta level my guy up more to do the DLC, so I've just been playing through the game again. They've made some changes to it from what I remember, so there must have been there's
that 1.3 patch that changed a lot, kind of almost streamlined some of it.
Yeah, so the game, I mean, it's just like playing now. Like I remember like some of the quests, but it's like playing a different game again almost. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun with it.
I actually just rebought it because I recently went all digital, and the complete edition came out. Yeah. But that first week it was out, PlayStation Plus members got instead of $60, it was $47.99.
Oh, nice.
So I jumped on it. I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, so. I really want to get into that DLC. I've heard great things about it, especially Blood and Wine.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching some Let's Plays of the Blood and Wine stuff. It looks so cool.
Blood and Wine's awesome. I'm not to that point yet.
Right.
But that game's just fun. And then I never really got into Gwent the first time I played through it. I just wanted to play the game. And this second time, I'm completely just trying to get all the cards, and I'm playing a lot of Gwent.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, the game's a lot of fun.
I heard rumors that when that game comes to like iOS and
the Gwent card game?
Yeah, the Gwent card game comes out, your deck from The Witcher, if you connect the games, your deck from The Witcher will transfer over to Gwent.
That would be great. I've gotten some good cards here lately.
That's the rumor. So I don't know.
Cool.
So there's going to be some people who just start out with just amazing decks and they're just going to dominate everyone else.
Yeah, well, if it's anything like Hearthstone, for instance, you get matched. Unless you're doing
I'm sure there's going to be a
play system.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's going to be.
You're going to get matched up against people who have probably like decks. You know, you're not going to have like a beginner's deck against someone who has every single hero card.
Maybe you're for your first game ever, but then after that, no, you won't.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but that game's pretty cool. Gwent's a lot of fun. It does remind me like of Hearthstone a lot. So
yeah,
Hearthstone's better, but Gwent's not bad for like a card game. A game in a game.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. My deck isn't great yet. I still get stomped every now and then. Yeah.
I still need to play The Witcher. I have it.
I have it too.
I'm pretty sure when we did our show of game of the, like that was my game. I mean, obviously that was like a lot of people's game. It was game of the year, but that was
that's
down.
the one game of the year edition that came out that actually got game of the year.
Right. It was the best game that came out last year, so I don't mind playing it again.
Yeah, I'm kind of
at least until Skyrim comes out.
I'm kind of excited for their next project too, because there's some stuff that came out, and we'll talk about that later for Cyberpunk. But
I haven't really seen anything about it yet.
They released like one trailer like a year ago, like right when The Witcher came out, and they're like, "Look, this is the concept for our next project, and it looks freaking awesome."
And everyone was like, "Shut up and take my money."
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's how it'll be if they ever do Red Dead 2 or 3 or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised they didn't announce it at the PlayStation conference today.
Just take my money. I want that game. So,
Joey, what have you been playing?
A lot of Path of Exile again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been pretty steady.
How was your super sprint thing?
Super sprint thing.
Yeah, you were telling us about where you like it was a sprint to level up.
Oh, that was before. I told the race
league.
Whatever.
I had tried that and failed completely. I mean, I made it to the whatever level I said before, but they started the next expansion or season or whatever, the Temp League is what they call it, I guess, is the term they use. And so it's an Essence League now, where you go around and there's these weird monsters frozen in this like crystal, and you break them open, and then they give you this item you can use on white items to turn them into the yellow rare items. And they have like a guaranteed certain stat on them depending on which essence you use on them. So it made it a lot easier leveling and made it a lot easier to get decent gear. Whereas before it was like you had to get really lucky to get something okay. So I've been having fun with that. And they revamped their whole entire endgame system, their mapping system, where they added this like atlas where you literally have to go through and try to do the maps in order to progress along this atlas. And it's pretty fun because it actually adds a little bit more challenge and strategy about how you want to go through and do your maps instead of just trying to do the highest level map you come across. So, and it also seems like it's making it a little bit easier to keep a decent sized map pool in the game, which is something that you had problems with early on, but I don't know. So, just been a lot of, playing that.
Nice.
Playing the same type of character I was before, a flicker strike character where you literally hold one button down, your character just like attacks, like he blinks between enemies, hitting them and killing them.
Sounds like what I was telling you about with Siri.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, except if there's like 70 mobs in a row, I can literally just hold one button and my guy will just go back and forth, killing them all until they're all dead. So
nice. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Corey, what about you?
Well, I've been playing Destiny, but like I've been grinding my warlock to get my warlock to 40. I just want to get the subclasses leveled up because infusing things not going to matter in like 2 weeks. So like, I just want to get my.
Didn't you already have a warlock close to 40 before?
I had a 40 warlock. I didn't like the way she looked, so I deleted it and made a new one.
All right.
But other than Destiny,
you have a helmet on almost the entire time.
No, I want to look good when I'm in the tower, dude. I don't want my warlock's hair to go like.
My hunter's hair goes.
I know, it's the same hair I had.
5 minutes that you're in the tower. That bothered you enough to want to put hours back in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a game he loves, I guess.
I know. I'm just. I want everyone to know.
I have the highest. My hunter's the highest level it's ever been, though.
What is it?
9?
5?
9.
Oh, okay.
I made an EXO just for you, Joey.
Why is that for me?
Even though, like, just 6 months ago...
I have an EXO type.
My Warlock is my only EXO.
My Hunter is my EXO.
I mean, I guess.
I have one
but that's
each.
just the way I play.
So do I.
Unawoken.
Yeah. At first, I was like, I'm going to make all my characters look the same, and I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Then I deleted those characters and made new ones.
To not do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys. But other than that, I've been playing Overwatch. Still fun. Competitive mode is not, I guess we're not talking about it on this show. But I've been playing some Overwatch and South Park Stick of Truth. I pre-ordered Fractured Butthole, and you got Stick of Truth for free.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah. What? If you pre-order the Fractured Butthole, you get Stick of Truth for free.
What if you then cancel your pre-order?
You can't. It's digital only.
Oh, okay, that makes
I don't
sense.
think
You can't cancel your
I don't think you
pre-orders.
can cancel
All
it.
sales are final on PSN.
Yep.
They make it quite clear before you hit purchase.
So they're not doing that on Steam then?
Steam, I actually think they are.
Because those you have 2 hours and like you can play the game for 2 hours.
Xbox, PlayStation, and Uplay are offering it, but Steam is not.
That makes sense. Because Steam you can refund after playing a game for an hour and you decide you don't like it. I did that with Battleborn.
Yeah. So, dude, South Park's still so funny. I like how you can.
The game's awesome.
I like how you can just take a poop and then take the poop out and then you can throw it at people to stun them. It's like a free stun weapon. It's so funny. And then when you go into Cartman's mom's room, it's just full of crack pipes and dildos.
And dildo, yeah, I was like, that game was just such a good. It was just such a good.
And then when Cartman asks you your name at the beginning, he's like, "You've entered the name douchebag. Is that correct?" And you hit no, and he's like, "Oh, so your name is douchebag." Okay. And if no matter how many times you hit no, he's just going to call you douchebag. So you just have to kind of accept it. It's funny.
That's good.
Oh, it's so funny. That game is so good. But we're gonna move into our first topic.
Yeah.
Which actually might turn into 2 topics, just because it's such a big deal. As of this recording, PlayStation had their press conference today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And let's just go over the details and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So, the PlayStation 4 Neo is called the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Neo is better.
It outputs 4K graphics and HDR is like their big selling point for this. Better resolutions and stable and higher frame rates for PSVR. They're getting 4K Netflix and YouTube apps, which the current PlayStation only runs 1080p. All first-party games are being patched, as well as select third-party games to optimize it for Pro, which means Uncharted, Infamous, Killzone. Every first-party game is getting 4K resolution output now. Future third-party games can choose to optimize their game for the system, which means, if it's cheaper, they're not going to do it. Unless it might be like a high-end PC port, like The Witcher, or maybe Watch Dogs. I know Watch Dogs they showed is going to do it. So it's launching on November 10th of this year for $399. And then at the beginning of their press conference, they led off with the PS4 Slim.
So the Slim was only $299?
The Slim is $299. It will be the standard PlayStation moving forward. So anybody who bought a PlayStation before today, you're not going to be able to get the ones that we have now. So, which I actually think the design of the launch PS4s, the ones that we have, is nicer than both of these designs. But so it will be the standard moving forward and comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive. All PS4s will have HDR capability with a patch and a future update, even launch ones. So that's kind of nice. But it also begs the question, why do we need this new one?
Why do we need the new one, though?
Some of the games they showed off in 4K were a new Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay trailer was shown. 3 minutes of gameplay for Mass Effect Andromeda, which looks amazing. Spider-Man was shown in 4K HDR footage, and Horizon was shown off in 4K with HDR, which Horizon looks amazing. I don't care what you say. That game is going to be amazing. So let's talk about this for a little bit. PlayStation 4 Pro. Why is this a thing? Especially if it's not going to be at the specs of Scorpio.
I don't know. I guess some of the games will play at 4K probably, and some of them will do it well. Other ones they probably still won't run as nice as they should. When they say it's going to be a 4K resolution, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look as nice as it should at 4K. I feel like they're going to be cutting some edges, especially if they're not going to have the hardware that they should in there. It's going to, I don't know.
Yeah, I was
it's going to be way better than a 1080 resolution, but it's not going to be a true 4K, I don't think.
Yeah, you don't think it's going to be true 4K?
No, I don't think so.
I think it will be.
The thing about this is I was looking up, after this press conference, I was looking up 4K TVs with HDR.
They're expensive.
But yeah.
Well, the cheapest one, there's a Vizio HD 4K with HDR for $1,000. 55-inch Vizio for $1,000.
That's actually not bad.
Which, okay, but if you want like a nicer TV, not saying that Vizios aren't nice, but if you want like a more higher end like LG, Samsung, Sony, I guess, like those are upwards of like $1,800, $2,000, $2,000 all the way up to like $4,000.
Yeah.
To put a PlayStation with maybe not even true 4K, you're really just getting it for the HDR.
Remember, like, shows aren't in 4K yet. So
yeah,
the only thing you'd be getting this TV for is to play. Which I'm not arguing that point. I mean, if you like games enough to go out and buy this and a TV, whatever. But I think this is for more people who don't have a PlayStation already.
Yeah.
And, like, this is the one that you're gonna buy now.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
if you're gonna spend
the cheaper version, which is
if you're gonna buy this, if you're gonna have $300 to buy a Slim, you might as well spend the extra $100 to get this.
But you know, a lot of I don't know who doesn't have a next gen console.
I know, like, I don't know. This seems more of like it's the same thing as the Xbox One S. Like, I don't understand why they're releasing this except to redesign the box. Honestly.
Well, it's the same thing with phones and TVs and iPads and stuff. They're always coming out with new ones.
They'll get a lot of people to buy it. They will.
People will buy it.
And
just like, you know, with TVs where they did the 3D and the curved and then now like they keep changing and adding little tiny things. People buy that shit.
I know.
So
like, I'm perfectly happy with the TV I bought like 4 years ago.
I'm happy with this system that I have and the TV I have.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. And like 4K Netflix and YouTube apps coming. Like,
Okay.
how many YouTube videos?
I was say, how many 4K YouTube videos have you ever seen?
Like, unless you're like Rooster Teeth or like Total Biscuit or like
even that, like, it's hard.
Even like Total Biscuit doesn't do 4K.
Yeah, for him to be able to record playing a game at 4K resolution, like, that's got to take some serious hardware. It's hard enough to get a system that can actually play like 4K resolution at a solid like frame rate. So to get one that can actually record and like play the game at the same time at that same frame rate has got to be ridiculous. So I don't know.
Like, okay, I understand the Netflix thing, but then again, you have to have a great internet connection to stream 4K.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Netflix even offer a 4K?
The originals, like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Daredevil.
So only the Netflix originals. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not even all of them, just like the big ones. Like, all the Marvel stuff is shot in 4K. House of Cards 4K.
House of Cards, yeah.
Stranger Things wasn't shot in 4K, which, you know, we were both watching
that's
that.
surprising.
Yeah. I mean, it was a low budget. It was like
more
more of an experimental project.
Yeah, it kind of
very well.
Yeah, I think it was like
awesome.
After it was recorded.
Son and I watched it in 2 days.
Because I know that they've
Season
already
2,
confirmed season 2.
Yeah, season 2 will probably be
Did you see who got cast in season 2?
I have still watched one episode so far.
Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell were cast for season 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, what are they? Is this like a redo of True Detective or something? Because weren't they both in the second season of True Detective that was bad?
Yeah, that was a terrible season of True Detective.
Yeah. I mean,
I understand. The reason they're going for this 4K gaming is because that's something that, you know, everyone's saying, like, you know, PCs have 4K gaming for a year or so now, so why isn't console trying to catch up with this? And everybody wants their console to be as like powerful as a PC, but I don't think they needed to try to make the current console generation upgrade a little bit to make it that. I think they should have just waited until their next generation and decided that's when we want to push out this 4K.
Yeah.
I mean, especially because the number of people actually owning a 4K TV is probably very slim. So most people are going to buy this and then not even probably have, you know, a TV to run it at that resolution. So,
and like the big draw for not even for that, but like if you're going to buy a 4K TV and not get HDR, that's like the way they started their conference out. Like, they were harping on HDR so much and saying, like, this is the next evolution of TVs. It's the biggest jump we've seen since from standard definition to 720p. Like, that's what they're trying to market this as. And I'm like, I don't think HDR is that big of a deal to people. Like, unless you're the hardcorest of the hardcore. Like, you get brighter brights and darker blacks. Like, I don't understand what that means. Although, like, the only thing I was really floored by today was the Horizon footage. But, like, I think me watching it on my laptop, like, I don't get the HDR or the 4K. So, like, that footage that they showed today that I was, like, totally floored by was, like...
nothing to do with what they were actually...
Nothing changed.
You were just floored by it because you're...
Yeah. In the
by
Days Gone demo they showed today, actually, it looked pretty sweet. He was throwing, like, Molotov cocktails down and killing like hundreds of zombies at the same time. It was awesome. That game looks good. Like I was a little worried about it, but the demo they showed today was really awesome. But
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand it probably is a big deal, and especially the people who did this and like are making the PlayStation able to do this. To them, it's probably amazing that they're able to get it that nice and that sharp of a difference. But it's just, I don't know. In the end, as long as my game isn't blocky looking, and as long as it's not like things are blending together color-wise that they shouldn't, like, I'm not really complaining. I mean, as long as I can keep a consistent frame rate. Frame rate's the only thing I really have an issue with.
And like,
is like when it starts stuttering, that bothers me.
Like another thing it's going to do is help produce better frame rates for VR, which people who are interested in PlayStation VR, like that's probably a big thing. Yeah. Because frame rate, if you don't have a 90 frames per second minimum frame rate for VR, you're going to throw up.
Oh, gosh, yeah. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, and, like, if you can have something between 90 and 120, like, not fluctuating frame rate, like, that's probably good for that.
That's why I think that this console really is for, and what they should be focusing on is how much it improves their VR capabilities. I don't think they should be focusing on necessarily the TV and, like, have that be, like, a second thought to this instead of being their main focus right now. Like, because that's something they're going to be trying to sell like soon as well, is their VR system. So that's something they should be saying is like, with this, your VR will run so much
Then what's
better.
the messaging to people who own a launch PS4? Like, sorry, your frame rate's going to suck on PlayStation VR, but you can still use it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, let them know that, so then they can buy a new PlayStation along with the VR. So they plan ahead instead of them going...
But that's $800 plus a new TV.
I know, but that's... Well, you don't necessarily need a new TV if you're playing VR. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying to take advantage of the HDR 4K stuff.
Yeah, but if you're... That's what I'm saying. Have that be like like an afterthought, so the people who are buying it aren't saying, okay, well, now I need to go out and buy this new TV. Say, I'm buying this system, now I need to get a VR, is what they should be saying. So Sony gets more money from that. I mean, granted, they're going to get money from people buying their TVs, so they'll get that anyway. But I'm just... I don't know. Like, and I think they should, if the VR isn't going to run well on the current console systems, I think they should tell us that. Because I think that'll let people plan ahead to buy these new systems along with these new VRs, instead of, like, once they get the VR and realize they can't play it, having a huge backlash from everyone, you know? Mm-hmm. So if that's end up going to be an issue, like, they should come out and say it, but, you know, they're not going to.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the people who've already pre-ordered PlayStation VR are kind of like getting kind of screwed over by like them saying that. Because like I know PlayStation VR has the breakout box to help the processing with that.
Yeah.
But like you're still going to have like they say like the resolution is going to be better on this, so you're going to have a blurrier VR vision.
On an old one, yeah.
Yeah, and like your frame rate is going to dip, which is going to screw people up. Those are the two like main things I'm really concerned about. And then them kind of saying, "Oh, well, we have this better box for you if you want to clean up your VR." And it's like, well, people are kind of saving up for this VR. How are they going to have money for this new box? Which, I mean, there's people out there that could probably afford all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like. People kind of like scrounge pennies for things that they love sometimes.
Yeah.
And like,
I mean, that's like I said, I think they should be upfront and honest. If it's not going to run well on these old systems, then they should definitely tell people.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because then that'll stop. I think that would stop more people from not buying it than having them buy the new system.
Yeah.
I guess. But I mean, how many people are they going to get to return it afterwards?
I'm sure someone who's smarter than me has sat and crunched those numbers.
Yeah.
Given estimates. So whatever they come up with is going to be best for their business and not for us.
Yeah. The other thing that I kind of want to talk about in this is like what kind of deals are there going to be? What kind of trade-in deals are going to be available? Like, you think GameStop's going to be like, oh, well, here's $100 for your old PS4 if you want this one.
Yeah, probably.
What was the trade-in for the Xbox for the Slim?
Yeah, so
depending on which ones you had. Like, I think the 500 gig fat was 100. I think they gave you up to like 150.
See, I don't know.
Because if you had like the Black Elite one or whatever, I think you could trade that one in for quite a bit for the Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a trade-in, but I don't see it more.
They'll give you like 10 cents for your Kinect.
I do have a Kinect. It came with my Xbox.
I know.
That's all Xbox originally came with one, right?
Yep. I got it when they first came out. So.
All right.
That's how I control my Netflix.
It's true.
It's great.
It's great. I actually control my Netflix through my PlayStation camera because it does the same thing.
Yeah, you can do that.
And it is a lot cheaper and like it's better for streaming and stuff.
Xbox pause. You gotta like say it 5 times.
I know. What if somebody's watching this on their Xbox? You just pause their Xbox.
Xbox play.
Stop
listening. This is for the Xbox, not the listeners.
But if it paused, then that means.
But then I said play, so it's going again. I fixed it.
Okay.
Do you guys think third parties are going to take advantage of this box?
Some of them will try to. The bigger ones will.
Oh yeah.
Do you think Sony's going to incentivize them to do this, or do you think they're going to do it on their own?
No, I think Sony's gonna give them a little bit of money. Say, here you go. If you
do it for this, we'll give you more.
Do you think it makes sense, especially because like Xbox One S is kind of on the same level as this thing now? Do you think it makes sense for them just to do that naturally now because they have 2 systems that, well, arguably 3 if you count PC, that will support these features?
I don't know. I mean,
I still think first parties are going to try to incentivize these third party companies.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to get a game that runs well and works well and stuff, but it's just like if they're going to just try to make it be beautiful for the sake of them making an extra buck, sometimes that's going to come back and bite them in the ass, I think.
Yeah. So the third party games they showed were Watch Dogs 2, and then they showed Spider-Man, though it's not a third-party game, technically. It's more of a second-party deal that they made with Insomniac. And then Mass Effect Andromeda. Did you guys watch that gameplay trailer?
No, I should have.
Yes, I did.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
I know. It looks awesome.
It looks awesome. And, like, it's not because of the 4K or
no,
HD.
It's going to be awesome even when we...
I mean, the game itself just looks awesome.
Yeah, the game looks awesome.
Good.
I'm excited. They had this action set piece where the Asari chick that's with you does like this sweet like vault over a computer terminal, but she like rolls over it like a flip and then starts shooting the thing that's chasing them and stuff. Oh my gosh, so good. I'm so excited for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Very excited.
November 7th, they're announcing release date and collector's editions. And I bet it's March.
I get it, because N7.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
Got it, Joey.
We smart.
We figured that one out.
We got the brain thing.
We got good brains. Let's. Do you want to talk about Horizon and Mass Effect and Spider-Man a little bit? Do you think? I mean,
I'm not. I mean, Spider-Man. It's meh. Spider-Man games were fun.
It looks sweet.
I
don't want to play it, but it looked good.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Which is what they were pointing out when they first showed it.
Yeah.
The city did look very good.
Yeah, it looked good. Everything they showed
that
looked
was with the
good, but
the Pro though.
Right.
They're saying that's what made it look good.
Right, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Spider-Man looks good though. I don't know if I'm gonna get it because I don't really care. I don't really care about Spider-Man all that much.
None.
I mean, I like Spider-Man, but
I just want to watch the movie. I don't care about the.
I don't care about. He's like my least favorite superhero.
Yeah.
Ever?
Well, there's so many cool ones out now.
I mean, probably not ever, like because there's like other ones that I'm talking about, the ones that they've made movies for.
Yeah. I mean,
he's probably my least favorite. I've never liked Spider-Man.
You don't like Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire?
I just don't like Spider-Man.
Did you see that Suicide Squad meme?
No.
Oh my gosh, of Tobey Maguire with the Suicide Squad from Spider-Man 3. Oh my gosh, I gotta look it up for you, but it's so funny.
I still need to see the Suicide Squad.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I don't.
I do.
But I want to see it.
I want to see it, but I don't want. I'm not paying to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I hope it loads.
Oh, I have seen that. I have seen that one. Yeah, when he's like evil and he's going.
Yeah, and then
street.
Will Smith just kind of looks at him like, "What are you doing?
Who
are you? Why are you here?"
Venom or whatever.
Yeah.
In the movie, and he's like walking down the streets of that music.
He thinks he's really cool.
He thinks he's really cool.
Yeah.
Such a terrible Spider-Man 3 is such a bad movie.
I know. Oh my gosh, James Franco has like the worst line in that whole movie. He's like, "I'm gonna kick your little ass" or something. And it just sounds like he wants to like start filming a porno movie.
I always forget James Franco was like
in that movie,
and then I think about it.
All three of
I know,
them.
but I mean, like I forget that was him, and then I think about it and go, "Oh my
His
god!"
face is all fucked up and everything.
Who decided to pick him as that role? Like,
oh man,
William Dafoe was an RA.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
William Dafoe
was alright.
He did pretty good at that. But
I love William Dafoe ever since like Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
My favorite part and creepiest part in the whole movie is when he does like the cross dressing and he goes to help them.
Yeah.
And he's in the bathroom and when he shoots the guy and he like comes up and then his lips do that thing after he shoots him and it's like slow motion.
Yeah.
Creepiest thing. It like haunted my dreams.
Oh my gosh.
I know what
I
I'm talking
know
about.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh man.
But also one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
That movie's great. But we're gonna move along. That's our kind of coverage on the PlayStation 4 Pro. $400 if you haven't jumped on the PlayStation bandwagon. I would.
If you don't have one, I would. If I didn't have one, I would probably buy it.
The Pro. You wouldn't just bite on the Slim.
I would buy the Pro.
I'd wait and see, and then if it's really that much better, I'd buy a Pro. But I mean,
well, the Slim's available now. I think it's available today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, I like the way the launch ones look. I think these ones look ugly. Not that like I'm really staring at my box while I'm playing a game, but like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Pro looks weird. A lot of people are calling it like the Oreo cookie sandwich because it has, you know how like there's that gap in between the top and the bottom. There's 3 of them on the Pro to show you that it's like more powerful or whatever. And the Slim has 2, and they're like, "Oh, that's an Oreo cookie sandwich." I'm like, "Oh, I want some Oreos now." All right, let's move along.